Safer recruitment is one of the most important aspects of safeguarding children and young people. The Governing Board must ensure that there are effective systems in place to recruit new staff, including agency staff, volunteers and coaches. Safer recruitment is not only about vetting people before they start, but to also ensure that the staff code of conduct is strong to identify inappropriate behaviour in appointed staff. All organisations engaging people in regulated activities must have robust and transparent recruitment procedures in place to ensure children, young people and vulnerable adults are safeguarded, and they should be familiar with their local Safeguarding Children's Board policies and procedures. Before recruiting staff, whether paid or unpaid, the following should be considered. The application process should include the organisation's commitment to safeguarding. For example, the job description and any other documentation. Thorough checks should be made of an applicant's identity, work history and references, including any gaps in time. Proof of qualifications should be obtained. Checks with a disclosure and barring service should be undertaken. A probationary period and supervision of the person should take place. References should be obtained and verified. This is not an exhaustive list, but a framework for sound recruitment practice. As a Governing Board, you're responsible for ensuring safer recruitment measures are in place regardless of what type of school you're in. In maintained schools, this responsibility can't be delegated and must remain with a full Governing Board, as explained within the Governance Handbook. Academy trusts are free to decide which functions they delegate. However, it's still the trust's responsibility to make sure the delegated functions are carried out. This is also in the Governance Handbook. Although governors can't delegate the responsibility for oversight of safer recruitment procedures, you can and should delegate the operational tasks to school staff. Operational tasks could include obtaining DBS checks or requesting references. The exception to this would be for head teacher and deputy head teacher appointments, where the chair of the selection panel would usually do the reference request. Governors also have responsibility for ensuring there is an ongoing culture of vigilance throughout the school. Governing boards in maintained schools must ensure that at least one person on any appointment panel has had safer recruitment training. It does not have to be a governor, but governors who are trained in safer recruitment will be useful if your board needs to recruit a head teacher, or if a regular member of the appointment panel can't attend an interview. In academies, it's good practice for appointment panel members to be trained. It is essential for you to be aware that your local safeguarding partners may set requirements on how often safer recruitment should be refreshed. It's good practice for governors to review their knowledge every 2 or 3 years and to keep up to date with any changes in legislation and government guidance that relate to safer recruitment. As governors, it is also essential for you to have a good overview of the Keeping Children Safe in Education legislation. Your Governing Board and school have a responsibility to safeguard and promote the welfare of children, according to this statutory guidance. Governors must comply with the duties outlined in Part 2 of Keeping Children Safe in Education and make sure that policies and procedures in your school are effective and comply with the law. This means the board should make sure that all staff read at least Part 1 of the Keeping Children Safe in Education legislation. They must also make sure that all staff receive regularly updated safeguarding and child protection training. It's essential to have policies and procedures in place that support safeguarding, including policies on child protection, pupil behaviour and staff behaviour and conduct. Governors need to make sure that there are clear systems and processes in place for identifying pupils with possible mental health problems, including routes to escalate and clear referral and accountability systems. Governors need to make sure that pupils are taught about safeguarding, including online safety. Governors also need to make sure that an appropriate senior staff member is appointed as the designated safeguarding lead, sometimes referred to as the DSL. A governing board has overall responsibility for safeguarding. Therefore, it's best if everyone on the board has had safeguarding training, even though there's no specific statutory requirement to do so. Having the training ensures that all governors understand their responsibilities, both individually and collectively. This is explained in the Governance Handbook. Your governing board should appoint a safeguarding lead to take responsibility for your school's safeguarding arrangements. This person must be a governor or trustee. Associate members can't take on safeguarding responsibilities. Responsibilities of the Safeguarding Link Governor include keeping up to date with statutory guidance and any advice issued by your local safeguarding partners. The Governor must ensure there are suitable and up-to-date policies for child protection, staff behaviour and handling allegations against staff and volunteers. They must also make sure that there are clear systems and processes in place for identifying pupils with possible mental health problems, including routes to escalate and clear referral and accountability systems. The Link Governor should support the board to develop its understanding of its safeguarding responsibilities and should meet regularly with the DSL to monitor your school's policies and procedures. In addition, you must also check that all staff, governors and volunteers have had appropriate training. The Safeguarding Link Governor should also monitor the single central record, sometimes called the SCR, with the DSL to make sure that the school carries out appropriate recruitment checks. To find out more about your responsibilities as a governor with regards to safeguarding and safer recruitment and to access our Governor CPD package, please access our training page. This can be found at www.servicesforschools.org.uk.